Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Nafsi Yoga Standing Tall. And I say standing tall. We're talking about the spinal column, strengthening all the muscles, lengthening the muscles along the spinal column to make sure that we stand comfortably as tall as we can. So for that, there will be a number of forward folds. We have one balancing posture as well. Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to start off in Tadasana, mountain pose. So here, this is where we start all of our standing postures. Feet can be together or slightly apart. If your feet, you might be a little more comfortable with the feet a little apart, and that's absolutely fine. I'll show you here. If the feet are apart, no wider than your hips, even though they can be together, and that can be a bit challenging on a balance at times, but have fun with this whole process. All right, lift all 10 toes, spread the toes out. Take the toes out and down onto the mat. Legs are firm, stomach is in, chest is soft. Shoulders, bring them up. Take them back, drop them down. Fingers are energized towards the floor, chin is slightly tucked. Great work, here we go. Inhale, bring the arms up. We're inhaling through the nose, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhale, arms come down, and once again, we're exhaling through the nose. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. If you don't have any neck issues, take your gaze up. Inhale. You can look up slightly, maybe a small back bend. Exhale, arms come down. Great. Let's try forward fold. Inhale, arms are up. Exhale, swan dive down. Reaching for the floor, top of the feet are the shins. Come up halfway with the breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, lift up, reach up, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold, one more time. Bring it all the way down, reaching for the mat, top of the feet or the shins. Now come up halfway, inhale. We have a flat back now. Legs are extended, shoulders away from the ears, chest comes forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, lift up, reach up. Exhale your arms to the sides. Okay, hey, let's try a sun salutation, a mini sun salutation. So with that, we'll do a forward fold and we'll walk our feet back to downward dog. And that's as far as we'll go. Then we'll walk our feet back up and come back up to standing. Okay, from Tadasana. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive all the way down. Come up halfway. Exhale your hands to the mat. Bend your knees as you need to reach the mat. And walk your feet back to downward dog. And if you're at the back of the mat, you can also walk your hands forward. All right, this is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Hands are about shoulders width apart, fingers are spread, favor the pinky. Keep your head relaxed in between your arms, and your legs might be bent a little bit. That's fine, although we're trying to lengthen the legs and bring the heels down. Work from where you are right now. All right, folks, give me one more breath in. With your exhale, look forward, step your feet to your hands, come up halfway. You might take 2, maybe 3 steps. That's fine. We have a flat back. Hands are resting on the legs. Inhale again. Exhale, slide the hands down. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Lift up, reach up. Let's try it one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it all the way down to the mat. Nice. Halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat, and walk your feet back to downward dog. Get into your best posture here. All right, hey, we didn't do it before. Let's do it now. Let's walk it out a bit. So lift one heel, lower the other. It's like we're walking our dog here. You can even pivot on the balls of the feet, moving the whole of the body left and right. Nice stretch sensation there along the torso sides. And bring the heels towards the mat again. One of these days, the feet will be flat on the mat if they are not already. All right, here we go. One breath in. With your exhale, look forward, step or float your feet forward, come up halfway. Give me a flat back. Good. This is where we sort of reset the back here. If you've got really tight hamstrings or, well, let's just say a bad back altogether, keep the knees soft. You can bend the knees a little bit here. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, lift up, reach up. Exhale your arms to the sides. Nice. Okay. From Tadasana, we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to hold it for 1 minute. So my feet are going to be hips width apart, and we'll come down nice and easy. Hands on top of the legs. Nice, easy forward fold. I don't want you to stress or pull your torso down. Just hang out. No tension in the neck. Head's just hanging out. As always, the knees are soft as necessary. If you're unable to have the legs lengthen, a soft bend in the knees is fine. Hands are just hanging out, reaching for the mat, top of the feet or shins. If you cannot reach the mat for no reason at all, you can brace your hands on the shins or grab opposite elbow. All right, so we're here for a minute. So keep the breath nice and deep, in and out through the nose. Start feeling the sensations happening in the body, particularly hamstrings. As you lengthen the legs, you'll feel it behind the knee and the calf, and definitely the lower back. In and out through the nose. Do not hold your breath in this posture. Awesome, folks. We're down to 3 more breaths. This is an easy forward fold, not forcing it. Last breath in. And with your next inhale, roll up slowly. Bend the knees. You can even take your hands on top of the knees to bring yourself all the way up slowly. Ooh, nice. That was a good one. A small back bend. Hands on hips, pelvis forward, lift the heart. So keep that action going. Pelvis moving forward, heart lifting. So we really extend the spinal column as we bring it back and bring it up. Nice work. All right, Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of the mat. We're going to do triangle pose. So the process here is triangle pose, then we'll do a forward fold, then we'll do the other side, triangle into a forward fold. All right, let's start with the right leg. I want you to go all the way back with the right leg to warrior 2. So warrior posture 2, chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Hands equal to or slightly higher than the shoulders. Good. From warrior 2, lengthen the front leg, lean forward, and rotate the arms. Now, lots of options here, folks. If you're having any issues with the right shoulder, you can take that right hand on the hip and just roll the shoulder back. The left hand can brace on the left leg, the front leg. Some of you might be able to get the fingertips to the mat or to a block. Okay, hang there. If you've got good balance, you can look up at the ceiling. If not, keep your head neutral or look at the floor. If you're in a precarious position, say, doing this on a balcony and you have low railings, keep your eyesight on your feet. That might be helpful. Don't want anybody tumbling off the balcony today. All right, we're holding here. Keep the core in. A couple of more breaths. If that arm is raised, keep it strong, keep it tight. One more breath in. And with that exhale, look down at the left foot. Bring the top arm down. And we're going to step the right foot up into a forward fold. So keep the torso down there. We're only here for about 30 seconds. So once again, no tension in the neck. That's really important. No tension in the neck. A slight bend in the knees if necessary. Groovy. Keep your breath deep, in and out through the nose. Never give up on the breath. All right, one more breath in. And with your next inhale, roll up slowly. Thank you, Rain, for that nice breath. And we come back up to Tadasana. Let's do the other side. Take your left leg back to warrior number 2. So now your chest and pelvis favor the left side of the mat, arms up. And yeah, there's a bend in my right leg going towards 90 degrees. Okay, let's do this. Uddhita Trikonasana, triangle. Lengthen the front leg, lean forward, and rotate the arms. Good. Go to your variation. So some of you may have your hand higher up on the leg, or maybe fingers down on the mat. But I want you to imagine your back flat against the wall. So I don't want you to drop your left shoulder. So we're holding this for 30 seconds, folks. Keep the core in, keep the stomach in, keep your breath strong. That left hand, don't let it just hang out. Reach, keep it tight. And of course, here's your alternate posture. Left hand, left hip, roll the shoulder back a bit. All right, one more breath. Nice. With your next inhale, look at the front foot. Drop your left hand and step your left foot up and hang out low. Another forward fold. We're here for 30 seconds. You know the drill. Keep the knees soft as necessary. The key here is lengthening the lower back muscles. We don't want to put any tension on the neck. Real important. That's why I say no tension in the neck. Just let it hang out. You can shake your head yes, no, up and down, whatever you need. All right, let's do a roll up, please. Hands can come to your top of your knees. Bend your legs slightly and roll up. Whoo. Another back bend. Hands to hips, pelvis forward. Lift the heart. And come up to neutral. All right. So far, so good. From triangle, now side angle, extended side angle. We'll do the same thing. Let's take the right leg back to warrior 2. Arms are up. Chest and pelvis favor the right side. This is extended side angle pose. So bend the left arm, left elbow, left leg. That right arm, right hand can come to your hip initially and roll the right shoulder back. I know it's very similar to triangle pose, except now we're keeping the front leg at an angle. If you've got the flexibility here, go ahead and bring that right arm up. And more importantly, you can bring it forward so the right bicep is near the right ear. Another option for some of you, left fingertips can come towards the mat. Do not put a lot of pressure there, please. Not on the left fingertips anyway. Use the core. Lots of extension happening from the right armpit all the way down the right side. And no doubt, you're going to feel this in the left hamstring as well. All right, we're almost there. One more breath. Woo, with that exhale. Good. Take a look at the left foot. Drop the right hand. We're going to step up into a forward fold. Another one. We're here for 30 seconds. So we're just hanging out. In a way, trying to recover from that last posture with this one. So we've lengthened the right side, the lateral side of the torso, and we're going right back into lengthening all along the lower back again. There is a method to the yoga madness. Well, at least I think there is anyway. All right, folks, one more breath in. With your next inhale, hands on top of the knees to help bring your torso up. We come back into mountain pose, Tadasana, and let's do the other side. Left leg steps back to warrior 2. So, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior number 2. That right leg's bent, going towards 90. You may not have that leg bent as much as I do, but getting close to it is what we're going for. All right, here we go. Bend the right arm, right elbow on top of the right leg, maybe near the right knee. Left hand, left hip, and roll the left shoulder back. Good. You might actually try to bring the feet open a little wider, lunge a little deeper into the right leg. Really feel the burn in the right hamstring. All right, lots of options. Right fingertips can be at the mat, left arm up and over. This is the furthest point. You can have that left arm straight up or left hand on the hip. I shouldn't say furthest point. The furthest point you can try for is bring the right arm up. That's it, the right arm. That'll really work you out here. Put a good sweat on during our session. One more breath. And with your exhale, look at the right foot. Drop your other hand or drop both hands. Step up into a forward fold. That's it. Another 30 seconds here. It should be somewhat relaxing now to come into this posture. No tension in the neck. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. Core is in. We always have to protect the lower back even though we're extending it. Nice work. Here we go. One more inhale. Exhale. And with your next inhale, hands on top of the knees. Let's bring it all the way up to standing. Hands on hips, small back bend. Pelvis forward, lift the heart. Nice. And bring it up to neutral. Okay. Vrikshasana. Tree pose is next. So let's start balancing on the right leg. Now, as always, for balancing in all of our balancing postures, if you need a wall, windowsill, balcony ledge, or balcony railing, not the ledge, chair, anything, please use it. All right, strengthen that right leg. We're going to take the left foot. This is phase number 1. So the left toes are on the mat and the left heel is over, not on the right ankle. But it's 90 degrees out, so it's a hip opener. Hands at heart center. If you want to go to phase 2, you can bring that left foot up a little bit, maybe halfway up on the calf. And for those of you with the flexibility, bring that foot as high as you can bring it. You can bring that heel high up into the right thigh and just keep the pressure of that left foot into the right leg. Hands can stay right here at heart center, or you can extend your arms, your tree limbs, however you see fit. You can even take the gaze where you're looking. You can take it straight up to the ceiling. Maybe introduce a small back bend. Have some fun with it. And if you fall out, don't worry about it. Keep the breath, standing tall. Core is in. One more breath. And with that exhale, drop the left foot, hands come down, and we drop into a forward fold. Yep, yet another one. So if you want to challenge yourself a little more so with your balance, the feet can be together with this one. You may feel as if you don't come down as far when your feet are together as you do when your feet are slightly apart. Once again, keep the breath deep, in and out through the nose. Nice work, folks. Okay, here we go. One more breath in. And with the next inhale, hands on top of the knees. Let's roll up slowly. Woo, and let's do the other side. Okay. Grounding down on that left leg. The right foot is at phase 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to bring mine up just halfway. And this is where I'm going to leave it for this session on this side. But I am trying to get the knee open 90 degrees. It is a hip opener. Hands start out at heart center. And you can keep your hands here or grow your limbs. All right, stay tall, please. Shoulders are back, core is in. Trying to stand tall, do not hunch forward. Feel free to have a hand on a wall. Right? And no matter if your hand's on the wall or not, try to keep the torso as tall as you can. Good. Looks good, folks. A couple of more breaths. Try to get that knee and open it up a little more. It's a tight one. All right, last breath in. And with your exhale, bring the foot down and forward fold. Nice and easy. Bring it all the way down again. And to ensure that you're doing a nice, comfortable forward fold, feel free to grab opposite elbows. Sometimes we hold tension when we just have our hands reaching for the mat. But if you grab opposite elbows, yeah, it makes a small difference, maybe a positive difference in your form. All right, we're halfway there. Give me a couple more breaths, please. Last breath in. And with your exhale, release your hands to the mat. If they've grabbed the opposite elbows, hands to the top of the knees and push yourself up slowly. Ooh, great work. Okay, let's keep moving. Tadasana, mountain pose. This time we're going to step into warrior one and then do a forward fold into Parsvottanasana. So for mountain pose, take your right leg back to warrior one. This time with warrior one, chest and pelvis favor the front of the mat. The left leg, the front leg, bends into close to 90 degrees. Arms are up. We're reaching, we're extending, we're lifting the heart. Awesome. All right, we're only here for about 30 seconds, so tweak it a little bit. You may have to move that left foot to the left to ensure that our chest and pelvis favor the front of the mat or front of wherever you're going for. Fingers are energized as they reach up. The right hip is nice and tight. Right leg is long and strong. Okay, so far so good. All right, folks, here we go. Give me a deep inhale. With your exhale, hands to your hips. Now, straighten out the front leg. And you can bring the back leg up a little bit here. And let's do a forward fold over the left leg. So as you bring the torso down, the hands can come down the leg, reaching for the mat. There we go. Yeah, it's Parsvottanasana, but not the full-fledged one. If you can't reach the mat, the hands can stay on the legs, okay? Try not to crane the neck. Keep your eyesight on that left foot, leg, or what's behind you. A slight bend in that left leg is fine. Okay, 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And with that exhale, bring the right leg up to a forward fold. Here for 20 seconds. So nice deep inhalations, even though your breath is a little restricted. That's it. Breathe in a little more oxygen, push out a little more air. Last breath in. Woo! With that next inhale, hands on top of the knees, roll up slowly. And you probably notice I like to bend my legs a little more as I bring myself up. Great. All right, so that was warrior one into Parsvottanasana into a forward fold. Let's do the other side. Left leg, warrior one. That's it. Just reach into this one. You know what to do. That left leg, the back leg is nice and tight. Not a lot of pressure on the front leg here, but we are bending it towards 90 if you can. Heart lifts towards the ceiling. Fingers are energized. Nice work. Reach, extend, and breathe. Last breath in. With that exhale, hands to hips. Groovy. Go ahead and lengthen the front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Lean forward. Bring your hands down the leg towards the mat. And yeah, that back foot, you can slide it up a little bit if you like. That's fine. For those of you putting your forehead on the right leg, even better. Because in the traditional pose, we're trying to keep the front leg long. We don't want to bend it, but I'll give you a little bit of bending action for this session. Not much though. All right, 2 more breaths from wherever you are. 2 more breaths right here. Last breath in. And with your exhale, step your back leg up to a forward fold. We're here for 20 seconds. Grab opposite elbows if you'd like. We'll call that optional. You might sink a little deeper into the posture with every exhale. You might find your head getting just a little lower to the mat. Last breath in. With the exhale, you can release your hands, then maybe bring them up to the top of the knees and roll up slowly. Whew. Yeah, it's a lot of forward fold, y'all. Okay, here we go. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. I like using a block for this one, so I'm going to place a block right in the middle of my mat. You don't have to use it, but I'm going to walk you through this one with a block. All right, we're going to start our half moon pose by balancing on the left leg. Now, the left foot should be at 12 o'clock. Align with your mat or wherever's in front of you, keep your left foot aligned there. Because the back foot's going to be 90 degrees out. Okay, this is the hip opener. All right, left hand, I'm going to reach forward, grab hold of my block. Not putting too much weight on it though. Bring the right leg up. That's it. That's it. So the left leg, we're trying to make it nice and long. The right toes are actually turned to the side of the mat. So it's a hip opener, which you probably already feel. All right, the right hand, you can keep the right hand on your hip or extend the arm up. You can even take your gaze up to the ceiling. But if you lose your balance, feel free to keep your eyesight on the mat. And we're trying not to put too much pressure on that left hand on the block. For those of you with your hands on the mat, even better, not a problem. Woo, feeling shaky. All right, one more breath. And with the exhale, keep your torso there. Just drop the right leg and go into another forward fold. So my legs and feet are situated, and I fold down to where we were before. Woo, all that tension in that left leg is gone, of course. I still feel a remnants of it. All right, so far so good. 2 more breaths. Okay, I'm going to keep my torso low. I'm going to take my right hand to the block, and we're going to do the other side, half moon pose, now balancing on the right leg. I'm just going to bring the left leg up and then bring the torso up a little bit, so halfway. And here's the tough part. I'm trying to stack my hips. Take the left hip on top of the right to open up, but I'm really tight on this side. So go where you can, have some fun with it. And for the sake of my balance, I'm going to keep my eyesight right on the mat. Yeah, real tight here in this right hip, right top of the right thigh muscle here. So my leg may not be up, parallel to the mat, my left leg. That's what I always gun for, but it may not happen today. All right, folks, looking good. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And with that exhale, drop the left leg. You got it. 1 more forward fold. Hands, just reach for the mat or for opposite elbows. Now my legs feel balanced. All that pressure that was on the left leg is now on the right leg, but it's fading. And with your deep exhalations, a lot more of that tension goes away. So far, so good. Keep the hands relaxed. Keep your head relaxed towards the mat here. No problems. Last breath in. Exhale. And with your next inhale, hands on top of the knees. Roll up slowly. Woo! Wow. That was a lot. I'm going to step it out a bit here. Okay. I told you the bulk of the session, standing postures, and now we're ready to come down. So, Balasana. Not picking how you make your way down. I'll just do a forward fold, walk my hands forward, bring the knees down. And for our forward fold, not forward fold, for child's pose from all fours, big toes together. My knees are coming apart a little bit here, hips to heels, and I'm going to fold my arms and rest my head. Hmm. Nice. Feels pretty good along the lower back, especially when you do compression postures and then you do child's pose. Feels really good on the low back. Okay, you're here for two more breaths. All right, with your next inhale, let's bring it up to your knees for camel pose. So as always, if you're on a hard surface, please use a blanket or a towel for your knees. Now the knees and feet are 6 to 8 inches apart. You can take your hands, fingers pointing down towards the hips. So your hands are on your low back, right above your hips, but your fingers are pointing down. All right, from here, pelvis goes forward, lift for the heart. It's a back bend. This is known as camel pose or Ustrasana. So keep the pelvis moving forward. You're going to feel the hamstrings, not the hamstrings, but the quadriceps of thighs tighten up here. Keep the heart lifting towards the ceiling. One more inhale. And with your exhale, come forward and bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. So for all that compression on the low back, now we're extending the spinal column. Okay, so far so good. Only two to do there. So let's get the second one in, okay? Let's bring it up to the knees. And for those of you that are familiar and have done this one in the past, you're more than welcome to take your hands to your heels for this next one. If you can't reach your heels, come onto your toes. And if you still can't reach your heels, keep your hands on your low back. Okay, here we go. Camel pose. Pelvis forward, lift the heart. See if you can go just a little deeper with this one. Keeping the heart coming up, the pelvis going forward. And listen, if you can get your hands on your heels, get a good grip. I want you to keep that forward momentum so that if you lose the grip on your heels, you're going to go slingshot forward. Of course, you don't want you to do that. So hold on to the heels if you've got them. One more breath. With the exhale, bring it forward and down. Nice and easy and controlled. Fold your arms if you like, resting your head on your arms. 3 breaths here. Nice work. Modified child's pose here. Last breath in. And with that, let's bring it up. Hero's pose is next. And we'll be here for a few breaths. Now, hero's pose, and if you started in camel, hips to heels, you can just sit your hips down on your heels or open up your heels and sit your hips on the mat. Now, really tight for me on my knees, so I'm going to sit on a block. Actually, I'm going to sit on a couple of blocks. Don't mind me. If you can sit your hips on your legs comfortably, that's it. This is hero's pose. And either way, you're doing great. Virasana, hero's pose, we're doing great right here. All right, let's get the breath now. In and out through the nose, nice and deep. I want you to keep the torso nice and tall. So imagine we're standing as we were earlier. Core is in, chest is soft, chin is slightly tucked. From the waist down may look a little different from where we were, but we're doing fine. And yes, for those of you that are asking about it, Supta Virasana, well, that's where we walk the hands back and lie down on our backs. Now, if you're not on blocks and you've got this in your program, you're more than welcome to do so. For everyone else, you can just walk your hands back to where you can and hang out here. Now, I'm sitting on 3 blocks, so I'm not going that far down anyway. Give me just a couple of breaths here, please. Nice. Okay, if you're lying down all the way, bring yourself up, please. We'll give you a couple of breaths to do that. Everyone else, just walk your hands and bring the torso up nice and tall. And let's do an easy twist from right here. a twist from Virasana. Let's twist to the right. So place your hands where you need to. Keep the torso tall as you twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Nice. So no leaning forward or back. Just keep the torso tall. And come back to center. Twist to the left. Good. We've done a lot of work in the spinal column and the lower back muscles. Standing tall can be a tall order. And back to center. Great. Okay, from here, from where you are, you can revert to a comfortable seated posture if Virasana is no longer going to work for you, with the knees or any other issues, or hang right here. Disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath, and let's get 2 cleansing breath cycles in. We're going to inhale deeply through the nose and exhale with an open mouth. So inhale. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. And yes, 2 actually equates to 3. No bother. You did great. Eyes are soft or closed at this point. Breathing nice and easy. Mouth can be open. You can actually exhale through the mouth here. Take stock of everything that's happened in our session. Take stock of the body, your neck, your shoulders, arms, your upper, middle, low back, your core, your hips, your knees, your ankles. Continue to breathe into any and every area. It's still a little stressful, but you've got it all together. Nice work, everybody. With a deep inhalation, bring the arms up and overhead, palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you, folks, for a great session this evening. Thank you, and namaste.